thanks to everybody coming out. It's overwhelming and not surprising to see so many people in attendance today to honor such a great person. So we're going to get this started first and foremost with some quick introductions of the motley crew of has-beens that's trying to take on this large honor of honoring somebody who means so much to so many people here tonight. So, hey, what's going on here? Hey, Bill. Oh, they're the servers?
These guys
you sure they're not late?
They're at your service, okay?
Okay, they look late to me, but that's fine.
They will serve you more green death when you want it, okay? These guys are at your service.
These pipsqueaks are the servers for the head table. All right, good to know. So we're going to start off, like I said, with quick introductions. So we'll go age before beauty here, and I'll turn it over to the oldest has-been of this planning committee to introduce himself first.
Has-been from 1985.
Mike Back has been 1993. Sean O'Day has been also from 1993.
I'm Taylor Fay, has been 2002.
Connor Olson has been 2015. Jared Carpenter, senior, currently high school.
Josh Thorson, has been 2012.
Wes Yale, non-has-been senior.
And Jacob Allen has been 1995. So with those introductions out of the way, what do we got going on here? Okay, so here's the thing, Bill. We know you gave up your powers of coaching, but we're going to reinstitute your powers of coaching for the next 90 minutes. We got some late runners here. You make the call. Wall? On the wall! On the wall! Unbelievable. We got fancy shoes on tables and they can't even make it on time. All right.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, we start the clock now because the last guy got up. You get down, you get down. Down!
Wow, merciful in his retirement. All right, we thought it'd be kind of fun with such a large group and Bill's coaching tenure spanning so many decades to recognize the different people that are here in attendance today. So we thought we'd start out by seeing if there was any proud Cretan alum in the crowd today. If so, please stand. I know we got at least Bill, you're not Cretan alum. Very cool. Phil Miles, you're not a Cretan alum. There you go.
I never got the diploma.
Anyone else from the 70s in attendance today, please stand. See who we got here. See a few out there? Couple up here, all right, very cool. Any proud members of the 80s? Look at that, all right. Very cool. Now some 90 love, any 90s out there? There we go. Anyone from the 2000s, the OOs? Nice, look at that. How about the 2010s? Beautiful. Some recent faces here. They still have the pipsqueak shine on them. And then I suppose we'd be remiss if we didn't recognize any of the pipsqueaks who are currently in the program who are in attendance today. Let's hear you clap. So before we go much further, we do have a couple quick thank yous to make. We need to thank TC Running Company, who loaned us the shoes for the tables here, and I stress loan because it's over $2,000 worth of merchandise they do expect back. So please do not walk off with our centerpieces, or Connor Olson's on the hook for them. We want to thank Denise and Gary Perrin, who spent countless hours cutting out these bill heads and taping them, and as well as decorating tables last night. So let's have you stand up real quick. Thank you. We want to thank the parents who one brought tons of cookies for dessert today, as well as manned the buffet line. And I hope that everybody here is appreciating the Bill Miles themed lunch. You started off with the pick your poison. Bill was always adamant in that morning practice that you had to grab either a fistful of broccoli or spinach to get your greens for the day. And then if anyone had the pleasure of a Bill Miles road trip, you recognize the road trip rations, which is usually on the back of his bumper. Or if you're fortunate enough that the gas station or roadside stop had a picnic table, tons of loaves of white bread, jars of peanut butter, jelly, a couple useless plastic spoons to scoop with, as well as bologna and cheese, and you just had to kind of get in there, make them quick so you can get back in the car and keep going to your destination. And then last but not least, the Green Death, so that we've all known to come and love at the alumni meets, which we do have to give Bill a hard time about. Bill has been incredibly graceful with handing off the coaching duties to Mark Pop, but he is incredibly stingy with that Green Death recipe. We asked him for it, he refused to give it up, saying that he was the only one in the room that had the license to hold rattlesnake venom in the state of Minnesota. So, has been 1993, Mike Back, who now coaches at Zimmerman, has been experimenting with Green Death, and that is his bastardized version, if you will. So if it tastes a little bit off, he might have gone a little heavy on the goat urine. Is that what you're thinking today? Okay, so thank you to Mike for making the Green Death. No thank you to you for not sharing the recipe. And last but not least, we need to thank the girls team. So I didn't get a chance to see, did that cake make it out there?
Yeah, they brought it down.
So, quick story.
You don't need to tell a story.
She brought it.
Ladies, do you have a cake for Bill, or? Because we might as well do that now. Come on, girls. Where's the cake?
So,
They got it. They got it. Where is it? Over there. Pasta with the cake.
so as they're bringing it up, you want me to give the backstory?
No, they'll tell the story. Come on. This is dessert for the head table. What did you give? He give it to Bill.
That does not belong in a public school. Inappropriate.
Go ahead, Jacob. Give the microphone to Riley Johnson. Riley, introduce yourself. What year did you graduate?
Hi, I'm Riley Johnson. I graduated in 2013. And we have the cake bake-off every year. And my sophomore year, I think, me and some friends made a butt cake. That's a Rice Krispie butt, if you can't see it. And it was super funny. It said our girls cross country kicks butt or something. And Bill disqualified us because it was inappropriate. And that has been the only year that the boys team has won the cake off. So
The boys win every year.
we're not bitter, but we're getting there. Oh, this one says, Bill, thanks for always being behind us. So, a little more G-rated.
All right, now that we got the formalities out of the way, we thought it was only fitting. We know that everybody's here because Bill's retired after 45 years of coaching, but many of you also know that he retired a number of years ago as a history teacher. So we thought we'd do a very brief history of how we've ended up here today. So we're going to go back to ancient history, circa 1970, when young Bill Miles was running at the University of Minnesota for the legendary coach Roy Griak. And he left behind his younger brothers, Pat and Tim Miles, if you want to raise your hands. And unfortunately, they found themselves in a tough spot. The Cretan coach that they had for that season was a little bit uninspired, a little bit dispassionate, not exactly into his job, was that safe to say? And if any of you know Tim Miles, he's a longtime successful coach up at St. John's, and he can be pretty fiery. Apparently, he had had enough and called him to the carpet and basically said, "You don't even want to be here, we can do better than you. My brother Bill can do better than you." And the coach...
Even my brother Bill.
And as the story goes, the coach called his bluff and said if he can do it, he can do better, he can have the dang job. And so it wasn't too long after that Bill was in conference with the legendary Roy Griak explaining the situation, and Roy Griak gracefully accepted the fact that Bill was going to hang up the competitive running spikes and pick up the coaching clipboard at the tender age of 19. So that was 1970 at Cretan, his alma mater. Success came quickly. By 1975, he had recorded his first Minnesota State High School League state championship in cross country, and that team was actually so talented that in something called Postal Nationals, which it still goes on today, a way of ranking teams, that team was ranked second in the country back in 1975. But to the good fortune of Wayzata, an old voice from his past came calling by the name of Ward Schuster, who was his track coach at Cretin. And he had emigrated to the sticks of Wayzata back in the day. And there's an opening in the history department as well as an opening for cross country and track. And he thought of no one better but Bill Miles. So he called, made the recruiting pitch, and thank goodness for those of us at Wayzata, he accepted. And the rest really is history. 39 successful years at Wayzata, 8 more state championships, including another runner-up team this past fall at Nike Cross Nationals with the cross-country team that won state this past year. So huge list of accolades. The other piece of that history that many of you probably don't know is Cretin was an all-boys school at that time, right? Wayzata was not. When he came on board, he had not only coached the boys, which we all associated with him, but for 4 years he coached the girls team too. And in his 4th and final year of coaching the women, he narrowly missed his second state title with a 2-point loss to Owatonna. After that, he handed over the girls program to Kitty Runsheimer, and she took off with it from there. But I think I speak on behalf of Dave Emmons if he's in the room. And I know my wife, Addie, who helped coach for the last 5 years with the women. Thank you for nurturing that program in the early days as well. Making it the powerhouse it is today. Last but not least, I might have to look at my notes on this because there's so much, but we all know what he's done for this community. I mean, you look around the room, you know what he's done for this community, but even more so, he's done a lot for the state of running in the state of Minnesota in terms of involvement in and outside of the cross-country team. Things include past president of the Minnesota Coaches Association, Section 6AA regional rep, Minnesota State cross-country ranking system point person for Class AA, a number of coaching clinic presentations throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin, and including the national, is it track in December? Or cross-country? Track and cross-country National Coaches Association, San Antonio, Texas. If anyone's looking to do something in December, he'll be speaking. What else do we have here? Past meet manager of the giant Roy Griak High School invite. Along with his brother Tim Miles, they're the foremost historians of Minnesota track and field in the state, as well as annually compiling the high school track and field yearbook. Am I missing anything, guys? I know there's other accolades out there and things that he's done above and beyond the sport, but a tremendous impact on the state.
Cable Channel 12, soon to be Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes, that's right. Cable Access Channel 12 of the Northwest Suburbs is inducting into the Wall of Fame. When are tickets up for sale yet for that? No?
Sold out. They're
Sold
sold
out? Okay. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. Larger Than Life has done more for anybody in this room in the sport of distance running than any one person should be expected to do. So with that being said, I'll get the ceremony rolling, and I'm going to hand it over to Tony Castor.
I'm old, so Star Wars and Bill's cross-country program, what these two things have in common? Both began in the mid-1970s. Both have stood the test of time. They've grown and thrived to the modern day. George Lucas recently handed over the reins of his Star Wars franchise over to Disney. Bill recently handed over the reins to his cross-country program to Mark Pop. So with that in mind, we put together a video, you're going to love this, that outlines Bill's many coaching accomplishments.
I can take him right by my mom. Tuggy.